Welcome back to another first impressions, this time for SHIROHIYO, reincarnated as a neglected noble, raising my baby brother with memories from my past life. Holy shit, okay. Synopsis from my anime list. In a world where Western and Asian culture mix together, the only son of Kao and Kikunoi from the Kiryu Empire is Ageha. His life was already over at the age of 5. He, who was born in a corner of the country, has zero allies or useful skills in addition to being overweight. What's more, it seems that his brother Regulus, who suddenly appeared on his life and was presented for the count as his brother, will kill him in the future for his right to succeed. His only weapon are the abilities of cooking and sewing that he suddenly acquired along with the memories of his previous Japanese life. In the midst of all this, Ageha ends up raising his younger brother, Bud. My brother is super cute, and before he knows it, he becomes a full-blown doting older brother, making handmade educational toys for his cute little brother and delicious chawanmushi steamed egg custard. With the help of his previous life skills and my power as a housekeeper, he's able to improve the rough life of the people living in his territory. A fantasy of two young brothers managing their territory, where a single step gets even the gods involved in changing their country. Yeah, translated, because this is in a third person, then we go first person, it doesn't matter. Essentially, we have this. He's obese. He's like 5 years old, he's weighing like an adult, like double, triple weight. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, so we have this kid. He's part of a Count family. Stuff is going on. We find out later. And he's learning some skills. He's trying to be less fat. He tries to train. It's similar, like he has like a fever or something, and while he has that fever, he gets the his memories from his past life. So it is like an isekai, also reincarnation, because he can see somewhat the future, as is stated here, where his brother is going to kill him for some reason. Overall, this is not that good. Problem is, it doesn't really have much going on for it, especially in the beginning. I watched the first 3 episodes. We have, I don't know, why don't we know episodes number anymore? And so he gets the memories back, or he gets the memories of his past life. His character changes. He's trying to lose weight. He's trying to learn all kinds of skills, so he's trying to put himself out there, which is naturally a surprise to everyone around him. His mom and dad in this world are not there. They are somewhere else. They come later. We just follow him a little bit. At this point, nothing is happening. Nothing is really going on. He then starts singing outside. That is important for reasons. Then we get introduced to his teacher, who's like an elf. He's teaching him stuff. We then find out, whenever he's sang outside, that there was a goddess that heard that, and she's now there, and she likes him because he's singing. She can read his mind, which I feel like every god should be able to do that, so they can sniff out liars. A god should never be, no one should be able to lie to God in any fantasy story, in my opinion, because they are omnipotent, whatever. So he now has like a goddess as a friend. It's mostly friend, seemingly. At this point, that is most what happened. He got his friend, yay. He's learning stuff, which is good. He gets some skills. I hope he doesn't get overwhelmed with skills. This is one of the problems in these stories where you have like a skill window, we have like a status screen, that some of these, or probably even a lot of isekai who have a status screen, they are going to vomit on that screen. It's like, okay, you have this skill and this skill and this skill. You have like 15 skills, all different levels, all different ranks or whatever. And it's like, no one can pass that. That is really awful. So I hope he doesn't get too much. We then get introduced to his parents who don't like him. He has like a fat bitch as a mother who is the countess. This is her family, and she wanted to marry a specific guy because she liked him, but he didn't want to marry her because she's a fat bitch. He wanted to marry another woman, so she, the fat bitch, took her all her not ability but her rank and her money and her power to more or less force a man to marry her. She then got a child, a male heir, which is our main character, and supposedly if you have a male heir you cannot divorce anymore. Stupid rule, but sure. So what she didn't know is that the man, as smart as he was, took that chance to take the one he wanted to marry as a mistress. They got a child, which is the blonde-haired guy, a kid, and he went to another villa. The mom died. We don't, maybe sickness, maybe the bitch fat pig has something to do with it, I don't know. And they come into the villa where our main character is, where the parents are not. Parents are in some other villa, I don't know. And he wants the blonde kid to also learn from the elf teacher. And this is where this is the first 3 episodes we get introduced to our character and his relationship to his brother. They like each other because they are children and not fucking awful parents. The father's not better than the mom at this point. He may have been better at some point, but not now. And that is the story. And he's like, because the elf is a little bit different, the elf doesn't want to teach the second son. This is the only reason the father came even to this villa, to get the elf to teach his son. But he doesn't want to. So our main character is like, okay, I cannot get you to teach him. Fine, I'm going to teach him. This is how we get to the story. So he is saying, hey, I, the 5-year-old little boy, gonna teach my little brother, and if I do something wrong, teacher, the elf teacher, you have to correct me. So he's more or less saying, hey, I am going to teach him, and you are more or less going to teach him with me as a proxy, which is somewhat smart. But there's not much really going on. We also had like, he has his memories, but he's not the same person as before, seemingly, because we had the situation where the parents were coming and he knew they don't like him. Both parents don't love him, and he's so surprised that they really don't love him and they really do not like him that he's going to cry, which is strange, because if he's the previous person from the old life isekai, then it wouldn't really make sense for him to be so emotional about parents he never met, he has no recollection of, he only knows them by name and as the title parent, so there should be no real connection, but he's still totally distraught. People, you see, not a lot of people watch it at the moment, gave it a 6.14. I'm going to be positive, which means I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. The very first episode, it was really a 5 out of 10. It was, you do not really need an explosive start. for isekai. However, the whole point of like having a child is to, you know, get to know the world. We don't really know much. It seems like it's a normal world, but we are here. There's magic. We get to learn a little bit about magic. We see one spell, which means we don't see a spell. We see a little whatever sigil, and that is the spell that we see. I do not have high hopes. However, the synopsis, maybe this leans more on the you know, territory and management. I did look at the manga, even though it doesn't have a lot of people as well rating on the site that I'm looking at it. It still had a pretty good review for like the manga. It is probably a light novel. We can even check here. We have everything here. Has no rating. Awesome. Okay, never mind. We can't. AnyList gave it a 53 average score. It just is not good. It could become interesting if it is more management, because at this point it's not really that funny. It doesn't have any action. It is not very adventure-y. Maybe it's the slow build.